Imagine witnessing the turning point of a dynasty, that moment when the brilliance of achievements begins to compete with the weight of time. The connection that defined an era in sports is now facing questions. The statistics no longer impress as they once did, critics multiply, and fans are divided. On one side, those who still believe in the power of the legend. On the other, those who see clear signs of decline. In the midst of all this, a season that could be the last, full of expectation, pressure, and the desire for an epic ending. But will this story end like a redemption film or a silent goodbye? I'll tell you all the details, news, and rumors here. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! If there's one thing that's always electrified the hearts of Chiefs Kingdom, it's the unbreakable bond between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. But now, as the dust settles from the 2024 NFL season and speculation runs rampant heading into 2025, fans are asking a question that would have sounded unthinkable just a year ago. Has the Mahomes-Kelce magic started to fade? Let's break this down right from the source. Travis Kelce, the future Hall of Famer and emotional leader of the Kansas City Chiefs, just wrapped up what many are calling his most underwhelming season in recent memory. With 97 receptions for 823 yards and only 3 touchdowns in 2024. It's a noticeable step down from his 984 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2023, and even that year was short of his usual standards. But it's not just the raw numbers that have people talking, it's the eye test. His average receiving yards per game dropped from 65.6 in 2023 to 51.4 in 2024. That's not just statistical regression, it's a signal. Kelce didn't play in Week 18, a decision that prevented him from even the slimmest shot at extending his streak of 1,000-yard seasons. And for someone who's defined excellence at the tight end position, the reaction was swift and fierce. Reddit exploded with debate over his ranking by Pro Football Focus, which still placed him as the 7th best tight end in the league for the upcoming 2025 season. Many fans, especially outside of Chiefs Nation, called the ranking too generous. Some went as far as saying he's washed, too old, or coasting off past glory. And let's be real, at age 35, Travis Kelce is no spring chicken in NFL terms. PFF even called 2024 the lowest graded season of his career with a 71.7 overall grade, a stark contrast to his elite 91.4 grade in 2022. The difference is more than just a stat, it's the shift of an era. For over a decade, Kelce has redefined what a tight end can be, an unstoppable mix of size, intelligence, hands, and route running. Now, the signs of age are starting to show, and no one is immune to father time. Still, this is Travis Kelce. This is the same man who owns 1,810 career postseason receiving yards, the most in NFL history by a tight end. So, when he only managed 2 catches for 19 yards against the Bills and just 4 for 39 in the Super Bowl, people noticed. Analysts like Jason McIntyre didn't hold back, saying, in the final 2 games of last year, Travis Kelce looked lost. That's not just criticism, it's concern. Even Patrick Mahomes, with all his usual confidence, could only offer a cryptic reassurance. If this is the last ride, you would never know. But is it the last ride? That's the million-dollar question. Rumors are already swirling that 2025 could be Kelce's final season. And if that's the case, you better believe he's going to try and go out with a bang. There's a fire in competitors like Kelce that doesn't fade easily. And when you've got Mahomes slinging the rock and Andy Reid calling the plays, the stage is always set for a resurgence. Still, Chiefs Kingdom has to confront reality. The left side of the offensive line is in flux after trading away Joe Thuney. The Chiefs signed Jalen Moore to a $30 million deal and drafted Josh Simmons in the first round. Moore brings experience, but Simmons has the raw upside, though he's coming off a knee injury. That competition is heating up fast, and it's going to be crucial to keep Mahomes protected and give Kelce time to work his routes. Meanwhile, Kingsley Suamataia, once hoped to be the solution at left tackle, is now battling for the left guard spot against Mike Caliendo. It's a high-stakes shuffle on the line, and the outcomes will directly impact both Mahomes' comfort and Kelce's effectiveness. Let's not ignore the playoff exit either. The Chiefs were humiliated by the Eagles in the Super Bowl, down 34-0 before even showing a pulse. For a team chasing the historic three-peat, it was a brutal ending. McIntyre summed it up best: endings aren't always pretty. And that's what has everyone on edge. Because if 2025 is the end, no one wants to see this dynasty go out with a whimper. But enough from me. What do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Is Kelce still top 7 in the league? Can he bounce back and silence the critics one last time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What's fascinating about the conversation surrounding Travis Kelce is that it's not just about statistics, it's about legacy. Chiefs fans aren't just watching the possible final act of a career, they're witnessing the closing chapter of one of the most iconic duos in NFL history. Mahomes to Kelce has been the lifeblood of Kansas City's offense, a connection so seamless it often felt telepathic. But even the greatest storylines eventually meet their climax. In the locker room and around the league, there's still immense respect for Kelce. One Reddit user pointed out he was 5th in yards, 823, and 3rd in receptions, 97, among all TEs last year, and he didn't play Week 18. That context matters. When critics argue that he hasn't broken 1,000 yards since 2022, supporters are quick to note that he sat out the final game of 2023 just 16 or 26 yards shy of the mark. There's nuance to every number. Supporters also argue that his leadership and impact go beyond what shows up in a box score. He commands double teams, forces mismatches, and opens up opportunities for younger receivers. And yet, even those loyal to Kelce acknowledge that the 2024 season didn't pass the eye test. He didn't look like himself. And if this is the farewell tour, fans want to see him reclaim the form that made him unstoppable. In a league that's constantly evolving, the Chiefs are under pressure to adapt. The offensive line battles will be crucial, but so will be the emergence of new playmakers. Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, and the newly acquired wideouts will have to step up. Mahomes can do magic, but even he needs reliable targets and a solid pocket. If Kelce returns to form, it eases the burden, but if his decline continues, someone else must fill that void. Then there's the psychological factor. Kelce thrives on energy, rivalry, and big moments. If retirement is looming, every game will carry extra emotion, not just for him but for everyone around him. And that can cut both ways. It can inspire or it can distract. For the Chiefs to write the ending they want, they'll need to protect Mahomes, unleash their young stars, and hope their future Hall of Famer has one more masterpiece left in him. Because if this really is the last ride, then every snap, every route, and every touchdown will mean more than ever before. So Chiefs Kingdom, now's your moment. What's your take? Is this the year Kelce reminds the league why he's a legend? Or are we witnessing the sunset of a golden era? Drop a like, hit that subscribe button for more exclusive Chiefs content, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. We'll be watching, and so will the rest of the NFL. Go Chiefs!